And good evening. Hi, I'm Donna M. Butler here, and you have just parked it in an amazing place on a Wednesday night. I'm waiting for my little side buddy here, my little mini me. She's gonna come sliding in. I hope she doesn't fall and hurt herself. She's gonna come slide right in. There she is. I'm Donna M. Butler. That's Arielle Butler.
I can introduce myself.
Oh, she can introduce herself.
I'm Arielle Butler.
And up above me or wherever she is, I know her, she's somewhere, Siobhan Shaw with beautiful copper colored hair. Hi, Siobhan, how are you?
Hi, how you doing? See? Can you see? This is the reason, right here, is the reason we're doing a show about DIY projects gone bad. That's it.
It's not bad. It's not. I've seen bad. I've seen some at-home color jobs that just don't work. I've seen someone turn their hair green before because they bleached their hair and went in the swimming pool. I've seen hair turn from blonde to green. Yeah, so your hair looks great, you know.
Well, you see, the thing is, here's the thing. You change the color of your hair on a regular basis. I don't. So any kind of change is drastic for me. So as I'm doing this with my $5 product that was on sale, and it's the only reason I got it, because I thought, oh, you know, it's coming up to Christmas, I can't afford to go to the hairdresser, because with the haircut and the tax and the tip, it's like $130, $150. I'm not going to drop that, right? So I kind of wish I had found that money and gone to the hairdresser, because I didn't do the strand test that they suggest that you do. They strongly suggest you do a strand test, but, well, that takes time, and I didn't have any time.
Never do the strand test.
I never do the strand test.
I think, just like you said with the money issue, if you're dyeing your hair black and your hair's already brown, what big of a change is that going to make just putting black on your hair? It's not going to, the effect isn't going to change that much, or you have to worry to go spend $100 for someone just to put black through your hair.
Right, so I knew I already had, my hair was already highlighted, so all I thought was I'll just put a color over it, and the color will keep sort of the highlights. It'll just lighten it up, because it was getting too dark, you know, and it was getting, also your hair gets very,
and the root,
you know, like, and then it kind of starts to look greasy, and then if you color it, it plumps up that hair follicle or whatever. I don't know. It's just me?
No, I just think that sometimes we get what you just said. Let me back up. We go and we buy something less expensive, and we try to do it ourselves. And I think we're so afraid of just what you said. I bet you were very, very afraid when you started doing this. Were you nervous? Were you worried about it not working out right?
I was, because I do spend the money, even though, you know, I probably haven't been to a colorist since the last profile picture, so whatever date that is. Right. I haven't put up a new profile picture since I got my hair colored. So you can kind of go back and see when I got my hair colored, probably over a year ago.
And I think we worry about things like that. I do, and I know we should. I know, but I think if you follow the instructions, really, they're all the same. The only thing I think is different from the colors is the staying power, how long they last. The cheaper hair color is not going to last as long.
Oh, thank goodness.
That's the only thing that's the difference. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
That's the only thing that's the difference. Anything else, it's just a standard way that you do your hair. It's just a standard way. You can't screw that up.
Right.
You know,
highlights or something like that, I could see you doing that, because there's different ways to do it. Like I said, for you to change your hair from brown to black, or you to do your roots or something like that, it's different. But also, some people like to do things themselves. They're more comfortable with not letting someone else put their hands in their hair or touch their hair. They're more comfortable.
I like to shower myself. Right. You know, there's certain things that I like to do myself. I like to brush my own teeth. What else? I like to feed myself.
Oh, I could say something.
I like someone else I love someone else washing my hair or doing my hair. Like, I will prefer someone else brushing my hair, doing my hair, because I like, I don't know.
And see, me, I would rather do my own hair, because I know what I know whether it's this hair or whatever hair, I would rather do my own.
Okay, so that's because you're a controller. You're a control freak, and Arielle remembers getting her hair done when she was a little girl, because I remember my mom brushing my hair, and that brings back these wonderful memories, right? Caressing your hair.
Right.
Like
when I was incarcerated, this girl, the girl in the bunk next to me, she rubbed my hair for me every night to go to sleep.
And that's
nice of her.
That's another show. And that's another show. What I did when I was incarcerated.
Well, somebody did say, "Oh look, it's changing color."
It did change color.
It just went boom. It's very orange now. See, that's what I see in the mirror. But somebody said on my Facebook page that orange is the new black. Yeah. So it's appropriate that you're talking about being in jail and some girl rubbing your hair.
So why do we stress out about the things we do ourselves that maybe don't work out just the way the box said, or just the way, the Home Depot guy that did it on television, they say do it yourself, and then you take it home and it never looks like, just like when you go get your makeup done professionally and then they do a half of your face and you go home and you try to, so why is it?
We don't have faith in ourselves.
That's absolutely right.
I think that people say that they're better in doing something, that's why they get paid to do it. We think that because they have these job titles and because they have these things that they're better at doing it than we are. But like we see, sometimes we say it's better if I do it. I'm more comfortable with doing this than letting someone else do it.
Well, it's like people that like to take over in the kitchen or something, that they want to cook the way they know how to cook. They know how to do it. So you're right. They're more comfortable. They're also in control. They're in charge.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Why you go home and do your own home repairs. Exactly. You're in charge. You're dictating when it gets done. You're dictating how much money you want to spend, and sometimes it backfires. Sometimes it does backfire. The guy ended up, he had to come anyway and fix the plumbing under the sink, because it was more, I didn't do any more damage to it, but I just didn't know what I was doing. What I thought, really, I know me, I didn't know what I was doing. What I thought was the problem wasn't the problem,
And also, I just want to say too, like you said, saving money can also damage you in the long run, because you could end up spending more money because you messed up trying to save money.
Tell Michael when he walks by in the background to put his shirt on. It's a good thing he had pants on. Wow, this could be X-rated, like child porn or something.
You're supposed to be in the bed.
Supposed to be in bed. We caught him.
This is why, we're real, we're alive, we do what we do. We do what we do. I didn't get a chance to do something I said I was going to do that I put on Facebook. I didn't rev my engine.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I need to rev my engine real quick because of something that I heard today. And so, when I hear something, I take it to heart. Well, I want to say exactly what I said on Facebook. I'm seeing more people lately use the word respect. I've seen that word thrown around for the, with all the news about black men and the police and just a lot of people lately been saying respect. And then finally today I heard the word again. I heard the word that I'm not being respected. And it made me stop to think about the word respect. And so I took time, Siobhan, and I looked that word up. And I'm not going to go into the big detail because I want to get back to the point of the show, but I do want to say that people need to really look at that word. If you want respect, you have got to earn it. It's not a given. It's not a gift. It's not going to come wrapped up in a box under the Christmas tree. It is something that is earned. It is something that is valued. And it is something that when you have it, you don't ever want to lose it. So my message out there is to men. If you want respect, go out there or to pull your pants up, pull your attitude up. Stop blaming your color. Stop blaming your mother. Stop blaming what you saw when you grew up. Be a man and take responsibility. If you command respect, then you need to give respect. Car is now cooling down, and we can go kick rocks over the do-it-yourself attitude. I feel better.
Ooh, no, I totally agree with you. So you're saying that there's all these guys out there that are saying they've got a bad lot in life and nobody respects them. Maybe white in the United States. It's not big here in Canada, so we've talked about this, right? So the racial thing is not a big thing in Canada. We kind of a very multicultural country, and we have very little racism that I would recognize as what you guys talk about.
Right, right.
So, so you're, because of all this Ferguson stuff, is it Mike Brown? Is his name?
Eric Garner.
Yeah, Eric Gardner.
Eric Gardner in New York City.
Yes.
Yes.
And then is it Mike Brown in Ferguson, Missouri?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there's all, I mean, you could just go and research. There's tons and tons and tons of examples, right?
Absolutely.
And so what you're saying is it's not the color of your skin, it's not your mama.
Nope.
Nobody else's fault.
Nope.
If you don't feel you're getting any respect.
Right. 100%.
Like, I clean houses. I get respect from my clients. Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a talk show is not my full-time career.
Exactly, right.
I sure wish it was, but it's not. You know, scrubbing toilets right now is up there on the list because it puts food on the table. And most people would think, ew, that's demeaning. Why would you do that? Siobhan, you're smarter than that. You know, you have all this talent. You can do this, that, or the other thing. But it's a choice I made right now because somebody in my life is a patent holder. and we're launching a garden product soon. So that's going to be something I'm very involved in, and I have to keep myself open for that. So
I just think that people have a dim view on respect.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Respect, like she was saying, respect can be in different ways. Like, I would say, I respect you for doing that, Siobhan. I respect seeing a man or a woman out there on the side of the road waiting for a bus, waiting for the bus stop to come.
Yes.
On the side of the road at 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to make it somewhere, trying to make it to that job, trying to make it to that school, rather than seeing someone lazy not doing that. You can look at respect different ways. To me, I look at it that way. I look at it as, that says a lot about you, Siobhan, that you sacrificed doing certain things that you could be doing to take care of your situation and look around and be grateful for the situation that you are in now, currently.
And that's
and gratitude is a big part of it. I don't think people who don't feel respected have no gratitude for the things that happen in their lives. So they're not focused on that. It's all focused on the negative. It's focused on the what's happening to them, as opposed to reaching out and focus on the good things that have happened in the day, the goals that they want, right?
Yes, and it goes back to do-it-yourself attitude.
I was just going to say that. My gosh, that's exactly what I was going to say. We can tie this very thing into what she just said, the do-it-yourself attitude. You know, you got to go and just like you did your own hair, I went under the sink and tried. You've got to do that to your attitude.
Or sometimes admit that maybe you can't do it yourself.
That you need help.
You may need help.
You may need a ship.
Yeah.
You need to park it right here on Wednesday nights, you know?
That's it. That's it. Well, I went to Facebook. I said, look, this is my hair. Now, everybody, I got all these compliments, which was really nice, but I knew that the hair didn't look exactly the way it does to me in the mirror, right?
No, what anybody else says, if you're not comfortable with it, it's not going to matter.
Right. So here's some of the, I actually got some people telling me how to fix it. I have to go get that bluing agent.
I saw that, the bluing shampoo.
Put in their hair.
I saw somebody put the bluing shampoo on there, and I was like, oh boy, careful, careful.
But I always,
Well, she's a friend. She's an old high school friend of mine, so either she's trying to get back at me for something I did to her in high school.
exactly in my head, like sometimes I think like, okay, is this, and it's not everybody, I'm not saying, but is this person really trying to help me? Are they really trying to
Make me look bad?
Even worse? Like, you know, you can play that. That's why some people don't like other people's help. They're paranoid in their head that I don't want anybody. I'd rather do it myself because I might get messed over.
Well, and a friend of ours who's been on our show, Jennifer Berube, she does these amazing coffee spoons.
Yes, she does.
On Esty, they're coffee scoops, right, Donna?
Yes.
You've got one.
I do. I just used it a few moments ago.
Oh, cool, because mine got lost last Christmas. She sent me one, and it got lost in the mail, so somebody's probably got it.
Yeah, they're
using
loving
it, so they're loving it. But she said she did a hair dye job at home and ended up with hot pink hair. And she, in her pictures, I've never met her in person, but she has sort of dark hair, so she's a brunette. So she got hot pink hair. So I got a lot of people that commiserated with me as well. And then, of course, they know me, so the ones who know me well, you know, they're making fun. Somebody said I should represent Tang.
Right, and then you did hashtag Tang. So,
I did. Because, you know, Tang doesn't have a Facebook page.
Right. And so, but you know what? And it's exactly what we said. You shifted the attitude. You could have been, like you said, I'm not doing the show. You know, you could have went to say, you know what, John, I don't care. I'm going to use my money for this time, and I'm going to go get this taken care of. I'm going to do this. There's so many different ways, but Siobhan, you've been laughing about it, and you posted about it, and here you are on the show. And so to me, that's what happens when you have obstacles. That's what happens when the directions on the box doesn't match the outcome.
Exactly.
You know, I've made cakes. I've made cakes that have done nothing. I was so hot on wanting to make a blue velvet cake last year. And so I bought the mix. I bought the mix because it was already done, pre-made blue velvet cake, and I mixed it, and it did not say on the box. On the box, it looked really good, and it did not say.
Well, it always does on the box, right?
Right.
Like her hair looks so good. Why did mine turn out black?
And you know, it's almost what I said about the cake, because the cake, all the outside was brown. It didn't bake blue. All the outside baked over like a brownish crust. And so then I had to actually break into the cake to see if it actually turned blue. And it did, but it was a hideous brownish blue color. And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. It looked nothing like it showed on the box. And even when I covered it with icing, it still was a layer of icing, and then you could see a thin brown strip, which was the top crust of the cake, and then the blue. So it was nothing like it, you know, just like you see the ice cream on McDonald's, all the commercials of ice cream, all it is Crisco. You know, you wonder why the ice cream doesn't melt, why it looks so perfect. Well, it's Crisco shortening, for goodness sake. So you go home and you want to stack your 3-tier ice cream cone, and it's running down your arm and everything. Well, because
or you think you can go through the drive-thru and get an ice cream cone and get home.
Yeah, right. They do it on TV. Right. So yeah, do it yourself. It can work, you know, can work for you, it could work against you. But I think a lot of it has to do with knowing when you do it at home that you're gonna have an outcome that may not be, you know, like the box. Be prepared, have a good attitude about it. That's how I ended up with a shaved head that time.
Or just like they have reviews. Like, I wonder if somebody tells you, like, if like mom's telling you right now about this velvet cake, Siobhan, would you be like, okay, maybe I can go out and get it myself and try it and see how the outcome happens for you? You know? Or do you take
because
her
I trust your mom. So if she says, don't buy that blue velvet cake mix, guess what? I'm not going to go do it. But if she said, it turned out amazing, you got to go get it, you got to make it for Christmas or whatever, and put
right. There's a word that's called, but we learned it in school. There's 3 different tactics they use. A celebrity and a normal person. You know, if a celebrity came on the TV and said, hey, try this product, it's great for you, you know, rather than mom saying, hey, try this, It's great for you. What would be the outcome in that? Would there be more people going for it because it's a celebrity, or
Yeah,
would they go to
yeah, they're going to the celebrity.
Right.
No, but if I had, well, I do know some celebrities. So let's say one of the celebrities I know, it's because I trust them. If they said to me, go put blue in your hair, like Sally Kirkland is a friend of mine, and if she has blonde hair, so she might have run into this problem before, and if she said to me, yeah, go get some blue agent, blue shampoo or whatever they call it for the old ladies with white hair and put it in, it'll tone out the brassiness. I trust her, but I don't think I would trust like Michelle Pfeiffer telling me that, or who,
right.
All those women that do the hair commercials. I'm like, you don't use that product.
Right.
And if you use that product, you have a professional using it.
Right. Or when you see somebody who's a hairdresser and their hair looks so bad, and you're like, how they gonna do my hair when their hair looks like that? I always say that.
But you know what? That's, we should call it the do-it-yourself attitude, because that's exactly right. And you can reverse that. Like she said, a hairdresser. Normally, and she's right, the hairdressers, I only know really one hairdresser, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not trying to dog you all out, but I really know one hairdresser who rocks a really cool style all the time, whether it's braids, whether it's dreads, whether it's short wigs or whatever. She rocks her business, and she does. She says she's her best billboard.
Right, and that's important.
She's your best billboard. So I would go to her. Now, like Arielle says, you see the hairdresser, her hair is like standing straight up on her head, and it's always like that. And no, why don't you do it yourself?
And do it yourself, exactly.
Do it yourself.
I know a lot of hairdressers that don't even do their own hair.
That's right.
That's true. It would be like a pedicurist or a manicurist probably doesn't do their own nails, especially those fake ones.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So why do I go to you when you're not doing it yourself? And so we can use we can coin this phrase as a new shift, do it yourself. If you want me to have, if you're having a bad attitude and you want me to check my attitude, maybe you need to do it yourself. Maybe you need to check your own self. Maybe you need to check your own attitude.
There's a few places I wouldn't want to know if they did it to themselves, like at the doctor's office.
No.
Yeah. No. Okay, so gynecologist's office.
That would be interesting.
A masseuse can't give them a massage themselves.
No, but that's what I mean. I mean attitude-wise. I mean, there are certain things, granted, that we certainly can't do for ourselves. I certainly wouldn't try to connect my internet service and do all that. There are certain things I know my limits on what I won't do. I certainly won't do that. I barely got under the sink. But like I said, as far as my hair, makeup, I put up some pictures on that promo of some of the makeup and tan jobs that people do at home. I actually knew a lady that put self-tan at home, and she put self-tan on, then she went outside. She didn't read the instructions that said you're not supposed to go outside in the sun. You think your hair is orange. She was completely, even the palms of her hands were orange.
Oh my
goodness.
She
turned her hand over to get more sun. Because she didn't read the instructions, and she did it at home.
So do you think we're just trying to prove that we can do it, to other people that are watching? Oh, look, I can dye my own hair.
I think sometimes we do. I do. I think sometimes we do because that's in our nature.
Well, because you got somebody who's dogging you about, you're useless or you can't do things, and so you hear this all the time that you can't do, you're no good, you're a loser, right? And then so even the little things like dyeing your own hair, you're like, I'm just going to show you I can do something, and then you screw up, and it makes
because if it's messed up, you'd be like, well, yeah, Shakita did this to me. You're not going to say I did it. I'm just saying it depends on the outcome. That's with anything like food or anything. Like you will tell a little white lie to make yourself look better.
I did it myself.
Right.
You know? How many times have we, and I'm going to tell on her.
No,
I'm going to tell on her.
No.
Look, the other day we tried a product that had chicken sausage gumbo. It was Campbell's, let's just say it.
Shout out to Campbell's.
Campbell's, we like that chicken and sausage gumbo. Anyway, she made that, and she was like, this is so good. I'm going to make it for my husband when I get married, and I'm going to tell him that I made it myself. And she says, I just keep telling him I made it, and he's going to love it. And I said, well, what's going to happen when the day you go to the store, he wants that gumbo, and you go, and there's no more, you know?
I think
you can't get to the store in time.
I think you better get me.
So what do?
You got to get me a case, is what you got to do, because
Yeah,
I don't think we have that on our shelves in Canada. Chicken gumbo, sausage and chicken.
Exactly. The thing I'll be I'm not from the South, or somebody doesn't know the taste of it. They'll be like, oh, that's so good, they won't know the difference.
That's right. You could have fed it to me, Donna. I wouldn't have known. I'd be like, oh, Donna made that. It's
exactly.
So good.
You would not.
Now I'm wondering.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to wonder.
Were those biscuits? Were those biscuits homemade?
Those are my biscuits. Those are certainly my biscuits. But you know what I mean? It's just crazy because we see these nice things in these pretty packages, and we see them on TV, and we see them on magazines. How many people have taken a hairstyle? Remember when the show Friends was out, everybody wanted the Rachel. And there were some bad haircuts coming out of it.
Well, Siobhan's like, I was one of them.
There's some bad haircuts coming out of it.
And now I got orange hair.
Yeah, we're trying to get the Rachel. There was some bad hair, you know, there was some bad stuff coming out. So it is, a lot of it I think is what we see. You know, we're human. We see something, we like it. And we think, like they said, one size fits all. The HuffPost did an article today showing you the comparisons of one size fits all. And, you know, they write hard. And so they showed, you know, no, that's a myth. One size does not fit all, you know, but we see it and we want it.
Right.
You know, we see that and we will squeeze every bit like a sausage in a pork casing, you know.
Right. Yeah, just like the people who try to look like
in a tube.
Yeah, the celebrities have had surgery to look like them.
They're airbrushed.
Right. So you can't really look like somebody who's had surgery to look like how they look.
Right.
So another thing, and we talk about this in our book, Journey of the Soul Car, is patience. We are a very impatient society now.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't want to wait until I had the extra money, because I don't know what that's going to be. No, like maybe in the spring, right? So I didn't want to wait another 6 months with my hair getting all greasy every day, and it's getting darker and darker, and it's dark outside. You know, when I get up, it's dark outside. When I come home, it's just dark, right?
You're out of the dark.
It's winter, you're bundled up, you're wearing dark clothes, and I wanted to do something for the festive season, right? So one of the things I wanted to do was color my hair. I just knew it would make me feel better. Oh, crap.
Sure. Do you feel better?
Yeah, so my impatience didn't help.
Well, isn't that how we are? And it is. It's how we're programmed. We want it now. We don't want to exercise, so what do? We squeeze our asses. Oops. We squeeze and spank.
Squeeze and spank? What?
You know, we squeeze in the spank. You know, the undergarment thing that, you know, sucks it all in, or we put the corsets on, and, you know, we make the small waistline, and then we, you know, look all good, and then when we come home and pop off all that stuff, we have fat flying everywhere.
Just like I've heard a guy say, I took a girl home and she took her butt out, she took her boobs out, she took her eyes out, she took her hair out.
She did it herself.
Did he get up and leave? Did he leave? Oh my God.
No, he did not leave. He didn't leave. But like when I worked at Hooters, half the girls had fake butts. I never even knew that there was a product you could put in your shorts to make your butt.
Do it yourself.
Oh my God, that's what I need now.
Right. There's a product that
Go
you
to
can
Amazon and get butt.
You know, John likes that. He likes that like sticky outy shelf butt, right? I don't have that. I just have wide butt, right? I think
Yourself.
that I
Do it
think I should
yourself.
go get myself a fake butt.
I think there's a do-it-yourself probably for everything. You know, I do. I think there's a do-it-yourself pretty much for everything on the planet.
But you're right. You know, you're right. My attitude by sharing, it helped me deal with having orange hair. Somebody said it'll grow out, it'll fade. We got somebody who's telling me to use blue shampoo in it. You know, I might go try that. I know I have blue shampoo somewhere. It's probably in storage, but I know what they mean, right? It's what
Right.
blondes
It
put
just takes
on
it down.
to take the brassiness out, right? And your hair colorist gives it to you, right? So maybe I'll try that. And you know, I might look good bald. That's another option.
It's always
So-
an option in my world.
and then I looked on the bright side about, you know, I was thinking, well, at least it's winter and I can wear my hat, my toque that I put on the other day for you guys. And I have one of those fur ones with the flaps that come down so I could really hide my hair. So you'd only get the fringe.
But
So, you know.
again, it's all about
It's all about
the attitude.
because your hair looks so good to me.
Right.
So I don't understand what you see, but
You're not in
What
the
are you
same room.
drinking?
You're just not in the same room.
What are you drinking tonight, dear?
Why?
Because I think that should be something from now on. I should ask you what's in the glass, Siobhan. I'm
Okay,
just-
so my neighbor has left the country.
so
and
you're going in their house. and
she says there's a beer left in the fridge. Take it, because she's gone for the winter, right? And so it's a grapefruit beer. It's called grapefruit.
Wow.
Cute.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Oh, look at the street.
It's actually
we
really
have-
good. And
We have on the we have
it's very light. It's only 2.5% alcohol, so it's not like a Canadian beer, which is very strange.
We're
And it's
watching,
actually a Canadian beer. It's from Tree Brewing Company. It's really
hey
good.
Siobhan, we're watching behind where you off camera.
That's why I'm looking.
That's
my
why
eyes over.
Arielle's looking away. They're showing where it's gotten a little wild in New York.
They've moved to New York and now
They-
they're Washington.
they're
DC.
now-
So tell everybody what's happening, because if somebody's
Well,
watching
for those
this at
that
another
don't
time.
know, a lot of people know, some don't. There was a gentleman a while back, Eric Gardner. He was selling loosies, what they're called loosies. They're loose cigarettes. They take the pack, they open it, and they sell the cigarettes. So he was doing that, and he was approached by officers. It ended up being a bad scene. He was taken down in a chokehold, and he was killed on television. You can go and go, it's trending now like crazy. He
I
was
didn't know.
killed right there in front of the camera. They put him in a chokehold. He died. They carried his dead body, put him on a stretcher, carried him out. All this, it was 14 minutes worth of film. And today, the officer that did the chokehold, he was not indicted. So they've taken to the streets of Manhattan, lower Manhattan. There's about 700,
Now they're
800
Washington,
people.
DC.
And they're switching over to Washington, D.C., where they're protesting now. It's not a violent protest like what we saw in Ferguson, but you can see where they're keep doing breaking news, updating. The crowds are getting larger. They're louder. And you know what? Eventually the police will be tired. And I think that's where a lot of this comes from. The police will get tired. I mean, this is a lot of walking to do, a lot of people to monitor. And I believe that there's going to, you know, it's inevitable that there's going to pop off some violence, which is really sad. I hope it stays peaceful.
I think it's going to be peaceful compared to the Ferguson trial, and I think this kind of protesting is amazing. I think it's great to see people out there who are my age, who are out there standing up for something that they really honestly believe in the right way, because you can do this the right way and the wrong way, and for them to see us really care about something that will do something for people that are growing up our age, you know. And I believe that it's not about race, and I hope that it you know, a change does happen for us. for everyone, not meaning us as in black or white or Mexican, but as all of us, as a community, as America, as a world.
Actually, I thought that it was really interesting. I saw a Facebook conversation where they were talking about, might have been something I asked, and it got into the conversation that they would like to see one world. Imagine if there were no borders, and
oh, I know, and you could just
and
go
there were,
free.
and we were free to come and go, and we could intermingle with people from other
That would be so awesome.
continents. I mean, we don't.
Do that.
We're in our little world here, Canada, the United States, Mexico, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just this little island. That's what we are. And yes, we are all immigrants ourselves. And yes, we all have different racial backgrounds, but I got to tell you, we're so mixed and intermarried now that I don't think anybody can say that they're pure this or pure that, because they've done studies where they can go back and find that, old guy drinking in the pub in England has come out of Africa, like his ancestors were black people out of Africa. So, we've got to take, it's not, I don't think it's the color of the skin, it's the fear factor that generation after generation keep
stirring the pot.
Yeah.
They keep stirring the pot.
Come on, stop it.
It's not about.
And the media has to stop it.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's not about race. If this was a white man, a white cop on a white guy, it would not have been. It would have been the same thing. If it would have been anybody else, it would not have mattered. Because the media put it out there, like you said, no one investigated the facts. No one did not read. They did not want to read the facts.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make their own assumption of what happened, so this could happen. This is all prophesied. This is all going to happen. It has to happen for what is to come.
What I want to challenge the media to is the next time a white cop kills a white kid, or an Asian cop kills an Asian kid, or a black cop kills a black kid, I want to know about it. And I want you to give it as much attention as you're giving that. It's like how they choose what murder victims they follow,
right?
What trials they follow. It's whether or not you're good looking or cute or,
That's right.
It's just, are we going to get people paying attention? Well, stop thinking about it that way. Switch it over, because you, as media, you have a tremendous amount of control. So what you show us, we will get into.
Mm-hmm.
I watched The Voice. I didn't like it at first, right? I watched enough of it. I'm right into The Voice now, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, is The Voice on tonight? I want to see who wins, right?
Right.
So
I think they also know how to program our minds too. They know how, like, this has been going on for months now, and we're constantly been seeing the same thing on the news: black, white. If you notice, that's been the only thing that we really see. We don't see anything besides that. So when you're seeing the same thing over and over and over again, you're starting to really think it's true. You're starting to think that it's right instead of making your own opinion on it, because that's the kind of human beings that we are.
Do you know what? Today in a town nearby, it's about 2 hours away, it's Kamloops. I used to live there. I have family who live there. RCMP officer was shot. In the middle of the night. It was a traffic stop, but they also said it was kind of gang related. They knew this car, and somebody just opened fire from the car, and he's critically injured. Like, he may not make it. The thing is our news, the Canadian news, when they talk about it, they showed a picture of the officer, and he's a white guy with a French name. So, they tell you his name and they show his picture, but they don't say a Caucasian cop was killed today or shot today, and they don't say what the perpetrator, his skin color is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They won't ever tell you that. They won't highlight that. And he
Right.
may be
No.
a gang member. So
Right.
maybe he's white guy, maybe he's Hell's Angels, maybe he's a Chinese triad, maybe, do you know what I mean? Like maybe he's East
Right.
Indian gang, because they're all around, right? But they're not going to tell you on the news
Because
who
they
the.
don't want to stir up what we see stirred up every day here.
Yeah, you kind of got to figure it out for yourself.
It
You've got
depends
to
on the
rate.
environment also. I believe 100% it depends on the environment, like Iran and all that. It depends on, they know how to draw it up in the South. They know different areas. I feel like I said, it depends on the environment. The newscasts know how to draw in the ratings and who watches who. They know this.
Yeah. Yeah. It is time to put it in park. We're a little bit over our show time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pretty good show. We kind of crossed a lot of spectrums, but it's all about, doing things yourself. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But one thing you can do for yourself is you can think for yourself. That's one thing you can do for yourself. It doesn't come in a box. It comes in here and it comes in here. And you can do that yourself. And you can do that every day. You can get up with a conscious attitude that you are going to have a positive attitude. You can do it yourself. You can't depend on anyone else to do it for you. And you go out there and you make it happen. So on behalf of she wants to say
I just
something.
want to say to the Eric Garner family out there, I'm praying for you, and I am do it yourself. I'm so proud of the people out there protesting tonight. I hope they do it safely, and God bless everyone.
And with that, I don't know. You have anything to close with?
No, but watch for what color my hair will be next
I know.
week.
I was going to say, we're going to see what you do with the blue. We'll look for that. On behalf of the Attitude Shift, the Attitude Shifters, we're just going to say, have a good night. Stay safe. Remember, you can do it yourself. And peace out.
Bye.